Welcome. I am here with Chelsea Siver. Chelsea, thank you for taking the time to do this today. And I know community managers are hard to get time with, so I appreciate you being willing to do this.
No, thank you so much for asking me to hop on. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Okay, so Chelsea's the community manager at Workspace Collective Ocala, which is in Florida. And she's part of our community manager university. And you are like a Rockstar community manager. So whenever I think of like the ideal community manager, Chelsea pops into my brain. So I wanted to just have a convo and kind of share. I think it's been a while. I've done community manager interviews in the past, and people like it because it's a challenging role to hire for. And so I think they love kind of the behind the scenes on who's doing this role at other spaces. So I'm excited. Okay. So what's it like in Florida today? It's 48 and raining where I am.
Oh my goodness. It's pretty cloudy. The sun is trying really hard to come through. It was raining basically all morning.
Oh, that's
Apparently
right.
we have a tropical storm headed our way.
You know what? Now that you say that, I did check the weather this morning and I did see that. So yeah. Okay. So you're getting some rain too. We're just getting our like
Yeah.
fall rainy season. Okay. So you're in Florida and you guys have one other location that's open, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one is here in Ocala as well.
Okay. Got it. Kind of down the street. Okay. So tell us your co-working story. How did you find this opportunity? What was interesting about it? How did you get into this role?
So prior to this role, I honestly had never heard about co-working. So this was a completely new concept to me. I worked in the educational system, actually for college, and I was looking for a job at the time. I had accepted a job at Clemson University in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but unfortunately, we had a little bit of a family emergency, so I had to stay local. So of course I was on the job hunt again, and one of my best friends had reached out to me, and she's like, "There's this gentleman in my BNI group, and they're looking for a community manager for a co-working space." So I was like, you know what, that sounds fun. Never done that before. I'm up for a challenge. Let's go. So I had reached out to them, gave them my resume, and next thing I know is on a phone call with Adam, and then an in-person meeting with Adam and Zach, our co-owners, and the rest is history.
That's so funny. Good things can come out of BNI groups.
Yes.
Totally. That's kind of a great little case study. Okay, so how long have you been in the role?
3 years, a little just over 3 years now.
Okay. So it's not, sometimes community managers don't last 3 years because it's a really like super intense role. So what do you love about it? What do you find challenging about it? How do you sort of manage it so that it's sustainable?
What I love about it is, honestly, I just love every day that I get up and get to come do something that I genuinely enjoy. I love my members first and foremost. I mean, they members really make or break your job, in my opinion.
Well, which
And
is sort of like there's a lot of make or breaks because also the community manager
yes,
can make or break the experience for the members, right? It's
they
such a
can.
like it's a fit, all of it has to fit together. You have to have
Yes.
the right space, the right members, the right community manager, the right culture, all of those things. So it
Oh
goes
yeah,
both
everything.
ways. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, honestly, I think I'm a huge people pleaser as it is, and coming from an educational work background, I was always working hard to help the students and staff and coworkers as much as I possibly could. My mom and dad have always joked that I'm such a people pleaser, so I think this role was just kind of meant for me
Yeah.
in that aspect. And oh gosh, what's the challenging part is just it can, like you said, it can be super busy and difficult to pull ourselves away from managing everything to remember, like, hey, we got to go spend some time with the members,
Yeah.
a simple checkup on them midday, or, hey, can I get you a cup of coffee? Let me make you guys a snack. It just seems like it's been one of those days for everybody. So I would say just the challenging part would just be just pulling yourself away from that computer, from that front desk, to just refresh yourself, refresh the members, and just bring on a good day for everybody in the space.
Yeah, kind of find the balance. So one of the things that you mentioned early on that I thought was interesting is that the way your space is set up, you're not sitting like with the members. You have a little bit of separation. And I think that's really interesting because you still see everybody who comes in. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you see them when they come in, but you're not like in it. And it is kind of a weird role to be like sitting in the space. Like it depends on how the space is set up. Some people like really integrate that front desk, into like the co-working space, and which I think can be very distracting. We had that. And I just remember anytime I worked the front desk, you could get nothing done. So do you feel like it helps to have like that little bit of separation?
I definitely do, because comparing it to our second location, it's, as you know, it's integrated.
Yeah.
You are in the space right there, versus, my members, I'm a little bit kind of tucked away. I mean, as soon as someone walks in the door, I'm right there.
You're there.
But
so you
but for the members, all my members are tucked away to the back of the building. And I know a lot of times they'll make comments like, "Oh, I don't want to bother you." And I'm like, you're not a bother. So I like it in the sense that I feel I'm extremely productive because of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I hate if my members feel like they're bothering me because of it, because it's never a bother.
Although I kind of prefer that approach to you're here to, talk to me whenever I want to talk. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Because when I've helped at First Avenue, I'm like, wow, how do you guys manage
get
to
anything
get
done?
Right. I mean, you get it done, but by the time some days I've helped over there, I'm like, oh my gosh, is it really almost 6 p.m.? I was supposed to leave an hour ago. So it's just, you have great time management skills for that.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a right answer. I just think it's interesting to sort of consider both, types of setups. I think, right, it sets a certain tone when it's all, and sometimes it's just the design of the space, right? It's like that wide open, like the cafe's there, everything's sort of happening, but it can be a real energy drain. I mean, I remember, working at the front desk and just like feeling like I needed a nap. Because you're so, you have to just be really on when people are constantly walking by. So I think it's I like, your approach, and I just wonder if it makes sort of the energy management, a little bit more manageable. So when you say people pleaser though, I feel like you mean like service oriented.
Yes, very service
like
oriented.
You just like to do for people and make them happy and make their day. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things. It's hard to explain, in the sense that, I always just say people pleaser. I myself even hate saying it in that manner, but I'm happy when others are happy. And if I was able to do that for them, it's even more amazing.
So you mentioned how amazing your members are. You've been there for 3 years. So do you do all the tours?
Yes.
So you have a role in sort of curating members. What do you think? How do you sort of make sure you get a membership that fits the vibe?
So it's always the first thing I ask as soon as they come in. We introduce ourselves. I thank them for taking the time to come in. And my first question is always, so what type of job do you do? What do you feel your office needs may be? And a lot of times when I ask those questions, they always say, tell me what they do for work. And that's when I think it hits them. They're like, well, I'm not quite sure what I'm looking for.
It's good to get that like cleared up right away. I came in with this, but
I mean, what else do you have to offer? So that's where I kind of, so as I'm touring them, I'm conversating with them. I'm asking more questions about them and their work so I can get a better sense of, okay, what is going to be the perfect membership plan for you?
So you can make a recommendation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. I do sometimes wonder if we're just like, we assume that people know and that they understand what the options are. Like what does a dedicated desk even mean? I think a lot of
Yeah.
people don't actually know what that means. And
They
right, using language
don't.
or just like setting the table that, hey, we're going to figure this out together. Um, have you given tours and just gotten a sense like this person's not a fit and had to do like sort of discourage them from joining?
Yes, I have. And I have to thank the whole crew, our whole team, Ashley and everybody, because like I said, being new to this position, I always felt bad. Like, I just don't think they're going to be a good fit. I don't think they're going to be happy at the end of the day. And it was really a lot pulling from their help and guidance where they're like, maybe word it this way. And so there have definitely been times, not many, it's very rare, but it has happened a couple times where, I get into discussion with them and then we always go back to the front. And that's where I like, I get that more one-on-one, just us, not focusing on the tour. And I'm able to give them recommendations, like I do with everybody else. Like, maybe this isn't the right time.
So you'll
Maybe
say that
this,
you're willing to sort of say,
it's very hard for me to spit out because I want to make everybody happy.
uh-huh.
But I do, but I tell them, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't love to have you in the space. I think just at this moment, these are the reasons. And then I always follow up with them, a day or two later just to say, hey, thanks again for coming in. Do you have any questions for me? Have you thought about what might be best? And then, I give them the flyer again with all the membership plans, and I've been thanked. So they're like, you know what, you're right. I wasn't in the right headspace. I really, this, that, and the third. And I mean, one of them that I did, they actually a year later had reached out to us and signed up.
Yeah. So maintain that positive relationship. But if they're not
Yes.
ready or feel like, um, is co-working fairly well known in your city at this point? Or like, do you have competition?
We do. We have another space that recently opened. We love a little bit of competition. Who
Yeah,
doesn't, right? We were happy to see that it caught on in the
yeah,
area. And at first, no, definitely it was about 10-15% knew what it was, and the rest was
really
just
light.
kind of
So
like,
you're doing a
wow,
lot of
what is.
education.
Yes, a lot of education and experience with it. And it was, yeah, but compared to 3 years ago versus now, it's 75 to 80% of people know what co-working is. And then just that little bit is like, I've heard of it. Heard of you guys in the area and co-working, but I just needed to see it for myself.
Yep, totally. Okay, remind me, does this location have offices?
Yes, so I
It
have
does have a few.
private offices,
Okay.
shared shared office, dedicated, open, day pass, week pass,
A little bit of everything.
little bit of everything. We like
Which
flexibility and options.
totally. So I love, for those that didn't hear the Adam and Zach interview, you have a very cool space. Will you talk a little bit? And I just want to like sit on your front porch and have a lemonade. Um,
I know.
it's very different from your second location. Can you just talk
Yes.
about kind of the setup and the vibe of the first location where you are?
Yes. So Fort King is this location, and it is, I love it. It's an old Victorian home. I'm a huge history buff, thanks to my dad.
Okay.
And so when I first interviewed and they told me, the location, and I was looking up the information, I was so excited to see it was in a Victorian home. So we are considered the historic district of
Okay.
downtown Ocala. And this home was built in 1891, and it is absolutely stunning. And the team did a phenomenal job of taking traditional, you know, just repairing and revamping what was already here, but mixing it with a little bit of modern.
Yeah. That's what
And
I can see from the photos, and we'll share the
yes,
website in the show notes. It's really beautifully done and unique. A lot of time, I mean, so yeah, a lot of times people will be like, "Can I do a co-working space in a house?" And often, most of the time, I'm like, "No, I don't think that's a good idea." And this is so well executed. I mean, it's really
thank
lovely,
you.
and your kitchen is lovely. Oh, and I can see is the media room where you are now?
It
Like
is.
okay. Yeah, so for anybody watching on video, and we won't spend a lot of time on this, but you guys put some focus on like educating could because is it Ryan? Is Ryan still at the other location? Am I
He
behind
is.
on
He
team?
is
Okay,
our
good.
tech and media
Right.
specialist.
So he helps people when they need to learn how to use equipment. And so you guys have done
Yes.
fairly well, I think, if I remember correctly, with your studios because you have support that can help people learn and um figure everything out.
Yeah, he's a very talented individual himself. So we have been so lucky to have him on the team. He's been such a great asset with us, and our members absolutely adore him. And moving him into a tech and media specialist position, I mean, was just perfection. You know,
Okay.
it just made sense.
Yep.
And he is so helpful. Members and, you know, they just cannot say enough good things about him and his talent. And we've expanded a little bit on that for him. So, you know, beyond doing the podcast training and videos, he does photography workshops.
Wow.
We've now done headshots for our members and for non-members in the community. And so, yeah, he's fantastic.
It's fun when you can kind of capitalize on someone's talent and it's a great fit for you and a great
Yes.
um fit for them. So yeah, so anyway, anybody who's interested, you have some gorgeous like shots on the website of the outside of the building and the like the arched hallways. It's really pretty. Um
Oh, yeah.
okay, so let me find my list of questions for you. Um so what are the things that what are the things that work best for your membership in terms of helping them to get to know each other? Is it member events? Is it what are some of the things that you do to build community?
I like introducing. So we do a brief orientation on members' first days. And one thing I like to do is just as I'm walking them through the building again, and I'm going through everything in the kitchen, I like to introduce them to the members in the common area. You know, as we're walking by offices, if the doors are open, I like to introduce them to those members as well. And we have some really great member events. So even if people are just popping out from their cave to take a break and grab what we've put out, you know, they always run into another member who's doing the same. And I always love hearing the chit chats and how they all get to know each other and how it's a very family atmosphere in here. And I think that's my favorite part.
How has the new space sort of fit in terms of community? Do the original members do anything with the new space? Do you ever do like mix and match socials with the other space, or do they kind of run independently?
So our a lot of events that we do, we advertise at both locations.
Okay.
So members are more than welcome to come do both. Our members' current favorite one for a few months now has been our whiskey social that we do once a month.
Okay.
And yes, so it started out simply, you know, as a way to network, grab a drink, chit chat, to us providing snacks on top of it, to us partnering with other companies for food or, drinks to come in. And then Zach, he bought a smoker for the First Avenue
Oh my
location.
gosh.
He is our barbecue master. This man is very talented, and our members absolutely love seeing him just make that extra effort of, bringing these products in, cooking them up, and pouring that love into our members is what that event has become. And it just continues to grow more and more every month of members and non-members coming into it. And it's definitely a favorite. I think it's my favorite member event as well.
That's
But
awesome.
you'll see members from Fort King head over to First Ave, and they bring family members, they'll bring a friend, and it's just great to see.
Do your members, I see a couple of things on your website. Do you do more social events, or do you do any educational programming?
So in the past, we have done more social events. However, in the past couple months, we are not try, I shouldn't say trying, we are doing more workshops and signing individuals up for lunch and learns. And because we've had a lot of businesses reach out to us to say, hey, are you guys doing this? And we're like, yes, please, let's get you on the schedule. And so we did a candle making workshop.
Ooh, fun.
And it was a blast. We had a great turnout. The individual who ran it, Olivia, she loved it. She's excited to do it again. So Kaylin, our community manager at First Ave, is keeping in touch with her to schedule another one. And tomorrow, Ryan is doing first ever photography workshop. So we're
Nice.
excited about that. We partner with a lot of businesses in the community too, to allow them to host their meetings for their workshops in the space, and they allow our members to come in for free or at a discounted price as well.
I love that approach. Totally.
Yes.
It's easy for you. It's a member benefit. You've got good programming without a ton of work, unless of course, unless Ryan's in charge. So now that you've been in this role for 3 years, and you have new community managers that have been hired to the second location, what do you think are kind of like success factors in the role? Like if you were, if somebody's like, okay, I'm going to hire my first community manager, what are a couple of like pieces of advice you might give them about hiring for the role?
So my piece of advice was just they should be strong administratively, as well as hospitality. An individual who is okay with wearing many hats in a sense.
Yes. So many.
Yes, because we're a little bit of everything. And someone who's dedicated and is genuinely gonna come in. And the advice that I give to community managers as they come in is this is gonna be difficult. I'm very honest.
Tell them like it is.
But I tell them, in the long run though, once you get situated, you're in your groove, this is going to be the most enjoyable job you will have.
It just takes a while. It's like drinking out of a fire hose when you get started.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So speaking of the fire hose, and it probably has shifted a little bit over time. So what does your day look like? Like if you were to kind of chop it up into a pie, like what percentage are you spending with members versus doing kind of admin stuff or marketing work? What did the buckets look like for you, or the hats?
So I would say for admin operational, it's a good 50% of my day. And probably about 35% to members. Like I said, I really try my best to take the breaks multiple times during the day to see what they need. And then I would say the rest is sales and marketing, because we're very present on social media. and especially Instagram. So there's
Mhm.
always that scheduling in time to make sure we're being very present on social media, because that's our form of sales and marketing, of really getting ourselves out there in the community. We have a fantastic community here in Ocala. So having that strong presence on social media has carried over thanks to the community.
So talk to me about social as a marketing tool. Do you think it generates new members for you, or is it a way for you to engage with existing members?
It has definitely brought members to us, which has been great, especially when it comes time, holidays are coming up. We get a lot of travelers. The one thing they always mention is, I saw you on social media. I saw your social media. I went to your website and now I'm here.
Yeah, so it's part of the sales funnel and the customer
Yes,
journey. Okay. So there, I mean, I think and you run the social media, is that right?
we all do. So
You
I
all
run
do it.
Fort
Okay.
Kane, and Kaylin and Ryan handle
Okay.
First Avenue, and
So
then
because they're
Ashley.
there and they can actually take, okay.
Yes.
You like it to be really like location specific,
Yes.
people who are in it do it. Okay.
Yeah, they know their day to day, they know their culture, they know the vibe that day in the space. So it's best for them to handle it versus I'm just going to assume this is what it is. I want it to be very relatable.
Yeah. Yeah, your Instagram is it just you get a real sense of you get like a feeling from your Instagram. I love the maybe that was a smoking day. I see some sort of like barbecued meat on the table. and,
Yes. Yes.
and a waffle Wednesday, and you get, what is that? Is it French toast? The
We
with the
do.
bananas?
Oh, that is Toasty Tuesday. So that's something new we've launched. And so we make some toast and we top it with just these delicious items.
Yeah, that looks
And
amazing.
this month was our second month, literally today, doing it, and our members are loving it.
Yeah, I could see why. And I think sometimes people really overthink member events. Anybody who's
Yeah,
looking for a good one, that looks fantastic and probably not that crazy hard to do. Waffle Wednesday is pretty intense though.
I I sling them like it's my job.
You're a professional waffle maker.
I I'm a professional at so many things now.
Wait, so you do a lot with social though.
Yes,
Do you still have a social side hustle?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
So I have limited my clientele. I was doing a little bit of everything and it got to be a little overwhelming
I'm
and I
sure.
wasn't enjoying it anymore.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing, is I want to enjoy what I do. So I have toned it back in to my clients are only tattoo artists and tattoo shops.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Yes.
I
I know
love this so
never
much.
people are always shocked, like if I wear a t-shirt or something and they're like, wow, you're tattooed. And I'm like, yeah, that's a small portion. Yeah.
This is such a great niche. So this is your niche. You only take clients who are in that space.
Yes. In that
Okay.
industry,
Yeah.
it's a very fun, relaxed, and creative industry. And that's why I enjoy it so much. And some of my best clients have been tattoo shop owners. They're so much like, here's your creative freedom. And when I give them the product, they give that feedback, but they're wonderful to work with.
Okay. I love this. That's great. How do they find you?
So I am on up I believe it's called Upwork and Fiverr,
Okay.
and I have my own website as well.
Okay. But do you talk about that niche when you're on Upwork, or do you like how many tattoo artists are like looking for help on Upwork?
More than people
Okay.
realize.
That's so interesting.
A lot more than they realize. We were able to post our portfolios.
Yep.
So of course my portfolios are
Super relevant.
85%
Yep. A match.
tattoo
Yeah.
shops. Yeah. So that's where they're like, oh my gosh, finally someone who like consistently does this work will understand what I
Mm,
need and what I want.
yep.
And it's, yeah, that's how they pick me out.
So interesting. We probably have not talked about, I'm a huge Upwork user. I think Upwork is the most amazing platform ever.
It is.
I think probably from the user end, but it's good lead gen for you because they take kind of a big percentage, which I don't love for the end user. But when you're getting to know somebody, it's just a great platform. And you can find, to your point, you can find anything on there, and
Oh yeah.
lots of different types of people searching for help on there.
Yeah, I use it as a stepping stone. So once they do one project with me, I encourage them, if they want to continue to work with me, to do so through Venmo Business.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that way I'm essentially not losing out on money, and they're not getting overcharged because I need to, I need to be recompensated for that loss. And
exactly. Yeah.
it works out fantastically.
Okay. I made a note. I'll have to check out Venmo Business. I knew they were doing a little kind of work in the business space, but
Yes.
but yeah, I love that. Okay. And then are you still doing your Instagram live interviews with folks in the community?
I am. My small business spotlight, that's my baby. I love it so much.
Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I do brief interviews. They're about 10 to 15 minutes long, with local small business owners in the community. And I just want, it's, a way of free advertising for them. But I just love getting to know more people in the community and what's out there and supporting small businesses. I have always been a small business supporter prior to even working here. So I love our downtown area. I love our small businesses, and, and it's infectious, honestly, once you start. You can ask my mom, poor thing. She's now a huge small business, her and my dad, and it's just very infectious community here. We have a huge small business community here in Ocala.
I love that, which is great for co-working also. So you have them
Yes.
come into the space, is that right? And you
Yep.
do a live interview. Yeah, I love that. And if you have a studio, it feels like such a great opportunity to get folks into the space. And it's really great social content. I think it's such a simple idea that not many people do. And I love that you bring them in the space because then they see it, right? So it's also it's kind of a marketing opportunity for you.
We started it virtually as a way for us during COVID shutdown to stay in contact with everybody, our members, our community. How can we help the small businesses here to stay alive during this time? And it became such a big thing and something that we absolutely love doing here. And I have to say, my favorite one recently was I had Victoria from Patriot Service Dogs. They're a local nonprofit who give service dogs for free to our veterans.
Wow.
Yeah, volunteers, everybody, nobody pays a dime. Patriot Service Dogs does everything, the training, just the food, the vet visits. They are such an amazing group. I can't speak enough about them, but they were a part of a nationwide contest called the Defender Series, and it was ran by Land Rover. And out of all of these nonprofits benefiting veterans and dogs out there, they were the smallest one to enter. They're in the top 2.
Wow.
And they find out
amazing.
This Saturday if they win. But I wanted to bring them on to encourage voting.
Yeah, that's great.
She couldn't believe the amount of votes that came in after our spotlight. So that's why we do it.
Totally. Right. I mean, it feels like you're really kind of, you're becoming sort of a central point of that entrepreneurial community and really like a connecting point, which is so important for a town to have. So it feels like, you know, you do a lot of things, like you manage a lot of aspects. What is sort of what's the dynamic of the team? Are you mostly kind of on your own in the space and you're kind of running, like doing these interviews, and what is the interplay now that you've been there for 3 years between you and the rest of the team? Like, do you do weekly meetings? Do you like, yeah, what does that look like?
So we always say one team, one dream. Uh, that's our favorite motto to stand by, especially with all of us. It's, you know, we went from the 5 of us to 7 of us and soon to be more and next year. So we're super excited. And I would say I run Fort King myself. I have Ashley, who is in the background, who helps me tremendously with so much. I would be lost without her. And I like to remind her of that every day.
She probably feels the exact same way about you.
And then Cassandra, another one of our co-owners, she handles like a lot of our events and helps us, you know, assists us with the social media and just keeping us all on track for all the accounts. And she does a phenomenal job at that. Again, would be lost without her. She has definitely brought a lot more structure to it as we've grown. And Kaylin and Ryan, I mean, they kill it at First Ave. I mean, Kaylin has she jumped in head first. She was thrown to the wolves, and that she has handled it beautifully. And we're so thankful to have her a part of this team. And, you know, even though she's only been with us for a few short months, it feels like she's been here since day one with us, and Ryan as well. And I think that's what's so great and why we always say one team, one dream,
Yeah.
because you know, Adam and Zach, they help a lot between both locations and what they can do. And they're kind of like every day, they're like, where do I need to be? Who needs me? What needs to be done?
But they both have full-time jobs. Is that right?
Adam retired from Paycheck. So
Okay.
Workspace is now his
thing.
solo.
Okay.
But Zach does still work full time. And
Okay.
I don't know how the man does it.
Yeah.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
I know, but he has a team that looks like you. So I'm curious, you know, you're 3 years in, what are the things that, you know, you have to be a pretty well-oiled machine at this point, but what are the things that like you're still learning or you're figuring out? Like, do you still have those things? Or are you like, yeah, I got it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Situations will pop up consistently where, you know, we work together as a team to figure it out. So that way everybody knows how this is going to work. Like we have weekly meetings every Monday. We have a weekly meeting every Wednesday with Cassandra, Ryan, Caitlin, and myself to focus on our social media and our events.
Okay.
Once a month, we are now doing feedback meetings as a team.
Like feedback to each other, or
yes,
what does
to
that
each
look
other
like?
to each other on what we feel like you could be a little bit more consistent in this, or we need to communicate better here. And what I love is nobody takes offense to it. Everybody is great at handling it, taking it for what it's worth, and improving themselves on it. Like, you know what? Hey, I didn't notice that. Thank you for pointing that out to me so that I can work on that. And it is so great to just have such a great team, honestly.
It sounds like a fantastic culture. What do you think is driving the culture?
Trust in one another. Definitely. If you know, our communication, we are now using Asana because we were realizing, wow, we have way too many
things going on. Yeah. Right.
And then they'll text, we're texting the wrong one. Wait, this was for so and so. So now we're using Asana, and that has definitely been an improvement on our communication, assigning tasks to each other, our projects for each other, and just being able to see, oh, they're working on that. Great. So having a platform that we can each go to has been fantastic this last month and a half. And So thankful for that.
Yeah. And something for you to learn, and you like a good development
Yes.
opportunity. Yeah. We use Asana
Yes.
as well. And I also love it for
Yeah,
staying.
we are learning about Asana and Loom.
Yes. I love
So
Loom.
those are our new project ventures. We actually got the idea from a CMU meeting, um, where I saw on Danielle's website where she shared the how-to guides.
I know.
So
They are like
we're working on that.
process ninjas, aren't
Oh my
they? I
gosh,
know. I
she's
need to get them.
amazing.
Oh, wait, you met her. Yes,
Yes.
I love that.
She,
Love that.
I love her so much. I look forward to her coming, and I'm trying to plan a trip next year so I can go see her
Go
space.
to okay. And I've been there. I was there, well, in 2020. My daughter and I did a little road trip, and I was like, I gotta go through Medford.
I love that.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. So Danielle is at I guess is it just Medford Cowork?
I think so.
I know, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's the only co-working in Medford, Oregon, and they're also
Yes.
in Asheville. So yeah, they've been in the group, and they are super, super process oriented. It's amazing. And I know I should get them on to talk about the work that they're doing with
Oh my
their
gosh.
like member portal and all their SOPs. And yeah, yeah,
That's why I love CMU, because we are learning. When we do those meetings, we're learning something new in those meetings that, hey, we could utilize that to improve. Now we're all learning as a team how to utilize the software and create something better for us and our members.
yeah. Especially I see the third location is on its way. Is that 2023?
Possibly two in 2023.
Oh, okay. So yeah, getting the
Yes, we're
systems
moving.
down.
We're moving.
Wait, what software do you use on the back end? I don't remember.
We use Nexodus.
Oh, you use Nexodus. Okay. Got it.
Yes.
Cool. And they've just done some updates, lots of interface
They
updates.
have.
Yeah.
It is a love-hate relationship with that platform.
I think that's often
Especially
the
since you
case.
can't, they're London based, so you can't just pick up the phone and say, hey guys, I'm having this issue. You have to schedule, if you need a phone call, they schedule time out. So I do have to say, even though they're not readily available like instantly, they still have great customer service. The platform itself, I'm so glad they did all these improvements.
Perfect. Yeah. And your website, I know you're not in charge of the website, but I use your website as an example all the time
Oh,
because
thank you.
it's on Wix, and maybe you do have something to do with the website. It's just super well done. It's on Wix. It's very simple. I always tell everybody, like, please don't over engineer your website. It needs to be super simple, clear, easy to navigate, not too much stuff. And it has to use language that your customers understand. And I just think yours is really well done. And you have great photos right on the homepage for both locations that gives like such a good sense of like what the vibe is there. And I think that's also really important too. There's nothing like sterile about it. You get a really good sense of what the people, sort of the human connection piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish I could take some credit for that, but that is our guru Lauren behind the scenes,
Ooh, okay.
and Ashley. Oh my gosh, they do a phenomenal job, and Lauren, she is just so talented at what she does, and we're so thankful for her assistance with all of this. And I mean, we've got the blog on the website, like you said, the photos where you can tell what the vibe is going to
Yeah.
be for each location. It's simple, to the point, easy to navigate. Just yeah, it's a great website.
Awesome. Okay, Chelsea, I, as a wrap, just want to say thank you you're in the community manager group. And I often think Chelsea could teach these topics because she's been doing this for so long. She could do the training. You just add so much value to the group, and we love, having you be a part of it. And I'm grateful that you're a part of the industry and still loving it and learning, and you still have lots of energy for the role. And it sounds like a lot of that has to do with your team. But you're a huge part of that. So I'm really excited to watch the journey of your group as they expand, and I think there's probably lots of exciting things ahead for you. So
Yes.
thank you for taking time away from your busy day to share your story with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you again for inviting me on. This has been wonderful. I mean, I have learned so much from you and CMU, and I'm so grateful for that. We're all very grateful because, of course, I share everything with the team, and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. We love Jamie," and so just thank you so
Well, okay,
much.
yes, I always get blushy when people, to me, I'm just the facilitator, right? Because all of the like amazing ideas live with you guys and with the group, the people who are out there doing it. So it's people like you being involved that make it what it is. But thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, I probably feel like you do about your members. It's like I get all my energy from you guys, and
Yes.
and the inspiration and all those things. So anyway, awesome. Okay, well, I'll see you on the next call. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.